Hi there, this is Bobby from Ragged Poet again. I've been very prolific with my videos recently, which I'm happy about. I only started a year ago, but I realise I've actually got 45 videos on YouTube, which is pretty good because that's almost, well, not one a week, but more than one a fortnight anyway. So this is the wrap up for March of the Pips, and I'm doing days 22 to 31. And the first deck I used after the Tarot de Marseille, which I used last time, is the Vampire Tarot by Robert Place, which I absolutely adore. It's not strictly a pip deck because it's got like illustrations, but I really, really love this deck. And the keyword was awareness, and I drew the 10 of garlic flowers, which are pentacles or coins, and what was that? The 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the 9 of staves, like the 9 of wands. And my interpretation, which is again, I don't know if it was reading Camellia Elias's blog or just intuition being allowed to come in, and all through this challenge, I've found a kind of a new strength in my reading. It's kind of amazing, really, because I had this limit before about pip decks and things, but it's like, I don't know, I think if you read tarot, and I think a lot of you will understand this, it's kind of like it's a language. They speak to you in your subconscious, and what they say kind of transcends anything you may have read. It doesn't really have pattern. It's some real intuitive thing that happens. It's really hard to put into words, but I'm pretty sure that you're going to know what I'm talking about. It's not just read a book, this is what this means, blah blah. It's creating story and making sense. And I found very much with March of the Pips that I've been putting cards together with pretty short, sharp, instant meanings in a lot of cases. So for this one, I've been worrying about finances and things like that, and immediately I saw these two cards say, beware of worrying about finances and material things, because you've stood the test of fire before and you'll do it again. And the strength that I've got within me is far too strong to be destroyed by anything like that. So that's what I got from these two cards, which I thought was pretty darn good. So that's day 22, and that was awareness. So be aware, but like being aware of how much worry can like eat away at your spirit, and you don't need to aware. Day 23 was memory, and I drew the moon, the 6 of wands, batons, stakes, I think they're called staves or staves in this deck, and the 8 of cups. So memories, for me, my oldest memories are as a young child, longing to be part of a family, to really kind of be part of something bigger. But I always felt like the odd one out. But then as I've moved around the world, and I used to walk home from school and it'd be in the dark, and we lived miles from the school, and I used to look, this is when I was a really little kid, like 5, 6, and even up to a young teenager. I'd look in house windows and see them all lit up and things behind the curtains, and I'd think, oh, I wish I was in there with this family of a mum and a dad, and like I just felt always on the outside, like always the 5 of Pentacles, which is one of my favourite cards in the whole tarot deck. Always had that feeling all my life, even like that was what happened as a child. But when I was a teenager, I was quite a loner. I always wanted to be part of a group and be like having fun, or and then as I got older, I did have a family, this perfect family life, but inside I wasn't happy, really. I was happy with my children and everything, but in the situation I wasn't always happy, and I didn't feel I was reaching my full potential in the relationship I was in. Although I love my kid's dad very much, it wasn't working in that way for me. It was just, I don't know. And this is where the moon comes in. I think we have these dreams and illusions of what something actually is. And we might even live through it and not recognize it because it's not what we imagined it was going to be. But for the last couple of years, particularly the last year, I've had the biggest sense of that family and that belonging that I've ever had before in my life. And a lot of that time I've been on my own. I've been with my partner now for nearly 9 months. But I was on my own for 4 years before that. But just looking after Blue and my kids, as I keep saying, I'm such a mother. I love, love, love my family. I love this feeling, and they all love each other, and this whole strong, flowing joy and energy between my kids and the support. We're kind of like a tribe. We just flow around together, and it's just incredible. You feel emotion and I always wanted to be part of that. And I was keep thinking when I saw this moon card, yeah, I am part of it. And now I recognize it. And the dreams that I had about what it would be like were actually quite illusory, because when I was living that dream, it didn't feel like it does now. So that was memory. Right. Day 24 was release. And I drew the brides, which are the Empress, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is fate. And again, this kind of reflects on day 22, which was not worrying about money. I decided a long time ago, well, not a long time ago, I kind of decided it but didn't actually feel the feeling that you've got to like surrender. Don't worry about the future, and you've got to have faith in yourself, in your own power. As it said before, it stood me in good stead so far. And I see this as like 3 aspects of me, like kind of maiden, mother, crone thing, although it's the 3 brides of Dracula in this amazing deck. And the Wheel of Fortune goes up and comes down. But whatever happens, like, I ride that wheel and I don't fall off. I'm strong. So release worrying about the future, because tomorrow never comes. We're living it now. So that was day 24 on release. And I just, oh God, I love this deck. I love these borders. They remind me of like a clerical collar and against the darkness. But I want another copy of this deck so badly so I can trim it, because I know it's easier to use when the corners are rounded and smaller, but I don't want to trim this one. So if anyone wants to trade this deck for anything or sell it or have a special bag made, and if you don't want it, just let me know, because I really want to get another copy of it. So yeah, that was that one. And then day 25 was kindness, and for this I went on to the Tarot Balbi, which is a beautiful deck, amazing colours, and a 70s deck, which are among my favourite decks. It's a Spanish deck traditionally, but I just love the colours. I love that 70s deck vibe. I love the Rider-Waite. Well, I like my the Albano weight. I think I really, really like, and I love the Aquarian and the Hoi Polloi, the Balbi, all those decks. The only one that I've never got, because I got these a long time ago, probably in the late 80s or mid 80s. But the one that I love, the Morgan Greer, that was one of my first decks. I think that was my second ever tarot deck, and I've still got that one. But the one I love, that I really want, is the Royal Fez Moroccan, but it's just stupid prices, and I'm not doing that, you know. So kindness, I was thinking about some situations in my life, and I asked, what is the kindest thing that I can do now to solve something that's been bothering me? And the card said, speak softly but wield a big stick to continue joy in relationships. So you've got the Queen of Wands here, and she's wielding that stick of power but with a gentle voice. which brings forth this joy in friendships and relationships, and brings people closer together and more in harmony. So that's what I got for kindness. And day, is it 27? No, sorry, kindness was day 25. Day 27, I'm just looking at my list here. Sorry, day 26 was love. And I asked how I could best serve love today. And I got the Hermit, the 5 of Cups, and the 8 of Coins or Discs or Pentacles, whatever you want to call them. And so from this one, I had have patience, which is this, not having to work at something, that being patient, but honour your own truth, which is very much the Hermit, who came up a lot in March of the Pips. And that helps you to overcome difficulties, this kind of obstacle that can come in with the 5. So you have to be patient, but also you've got to not stray away from that truth, and that truth in you. Don't get distracted by thinking other than you've got to stick to your own path. That's why I think with the Hermit, it is good to get away from the thoughts of others and stick to the way that's proven strong for you so far. So day 27 was obstacles. So I asked, which is funny, after the last 2 questions I gave. So I said, how can I overcome the obstacles that are blocking me right now? And to me, the cards were so very clear. So we get the High Priestess, which are the Ace of Wands, which came up 4 times in March of the Pips, and the Magician. Basically, the power and magic are within me. I need to summon those powers and take the bull by the horns and just do it. So there we go. That was the Tarot Balbi. And next I chose the White Light Tarot. And we're on day 28. This is like a kind of Reiki chakra focused deck. And it's not strictly a pip deck. It's very abstract, but you can see it is kind of pips. You've got the 2 of discs, the 3 of discs, and the Devil. So it was pathway. So sometimes I question that I'm making the right choices, but the forward movement of the 3 confirms that I am. But I have got to be aware of this black dog continually howling at the door, and I must not be a slave to self-doubt. This is what these cards told me, quite strongly. Very clear, strong message to me. I mean, it may not be like that for the rest of you, but for me, this is the message that came across. Self-doubt is my biggest obstacle, the biggest obstacle in my life, and I think that applies to a lot of us. So, day 29 was achieve, and I drew what I asked, what I hope to achieve if I put into action these things I'm trying to overcome certain obstacles with and think about, and harmony. How clear could it get? I drew this card, and the keyword at the top is harmony, the 4 of Swords. So, again, that came out really well. And then day 30 was intention. And I got the Ace of Wands, again, the Queen of Wands, and once again, that old black devil. The devil dog. So intention, when creating intention, again, it's important to have this straight road, get this strength. Don't waver and don't be distracted and don't let things take it away from you. You've got to hold fast to your resolve and self-respect, and do not accept abuse or let others abuse my softer nature. And raise your expectations. Very strong message. So that was day 30, and for day 31 I went back to my original deck that I used at the beginning of the challenge, which was my beloved Trionfo della, and I drew the Hermit, who I think he came up 4 times too, the Emperor, and the 4 of Coins. And again, to me, very, very clear message. And that was that when we surrender will to spirit instead of ego, everything flows into place. Everything flows smoothly. And this is what I got, and you get this kind of balance, this peace. I've been trying to read all the cards in a Marseille sort of based way. Like if I've been really stuck, I've looked at the Yo Ben Dove book. But also, as I said, I've been using intuition, letting that guide me. And this is the really strong message I got, that will and spirit you need to surrender will and spirit, or will to spirit, not to ego. Because ego causes way too many issues and problems, and it works, and it's been proven over the centuries, over millenniums, I guess, and it's certainly worked for me. I mean, since there were hermits in their cave, this has worked. That's why I love this hermit guy. So that's all of the days, and I actually made a little summing up because I was interested at how many cards came up. Now, over the whole challenge, I drew 90 cards, and almost 30% of those were major arcana and 30% were cups, which tells me a lot. There's a lot of love, relationship, emotional stuff going on this month, which is very true, there has been. Swords and pentacles or coins, I only drew 9 each of those, so they weren't so important. And I got 17 wands cards, but I did get the ace of wands 4 times and the queen twice, so the cards I drew the most were the page of cups, which is learning, for me, learning about this new love journey. The ace of wands, keeping a hold of my own power, and the hermit, be true to thyself, be true to my spirit, and that's what's going to keep me strong. So it was amazing to have this record of what came up, and I'm really sad that it's ending, because I like doing things in a group with other people. Group stuff, group relationships came up quite a lot in the cards with like 8 of cups, and I really enjoy being part of these online groups and learning from each other and taking it all in. So that's been amazing. And this whole, I've just loved, like I said, I've really got across some big barriers with this challenge that I had about Tarot de Marseille and Pip decks. I never really had a wish list because I try not to want things when I started the challenge, but oh my god, I've got one now. Oh my good goats, I desperately want the Budapest Tarot, which I've fallen in love with. I've made a couple of bags for it for clients so far, and I just haven't seen a lot of it, but I've just fallen in love with it. The Visconti de Madrone, which is an Il Mangello deck, and I really, really want that one. These are real big wish list items. And there's a couple of others I've seen, but those two, oh yeah, I really, really love them. The Budapest has really grabbed me. It's got that raw, amazing energy, and it goes so well with my art, and just love it so much. But I appreciate Tarot de Marseille. I appreciate Pip decks. I appreciate my abilities as a tarot reader far more than I did a month ago. And I've just learned a lot about myself. Again, it's been a year of huge learning, or the last few months, but I can feel like more and more secure in my learning and the messages that are coming all the time. So I want to say again a big thank you to Kelly from The Truth in Story, Patrick in the 78 Cards, and Artsy, whose Instagram channel I'm going to put below. And just thank you to everyone who took part in this channel, the videos. I'm still catching up on some, but I love them so much. And I just can't wait for the next one. Don't think I can wait another year. Might have to start something else going, or host one or something like that, because like Lena March last year, I absolutely dove in and loved it, and I've done the same this year. And again, Lenormand was a big barrier to me, but I haven't really done it since then, which is bad. And so I want to get into that again too. Right, so I've got a couple of other videos I want to make, so I'm going to say bye-bye for now. Again, thank you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the lovely comments, and thanks for all the lovely comments on Instagram, and love you all. Bye.